Joining us now is the Dean of the College of Fine Arts here at Marshall University, Don Van Horn. Don, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, tell us a little bit about your background. I know you're our senior dean in years of service. Is that flattering or not flattering?
I'm the senior dean with faculty.
Ah, senior dean with faculty.
Len
okay.
Deutsch is actually the senior dean. Len's been here for many, many decades.
I apologize to Dr. Deutsch before we get started.
But of the deans that have faculty, yes,
okay.
But only in terms of tenure.
I understand.
Not age.
We can apologize to him again if you want.
I always make that clarification.
I'm sure
anyway.
Dr. Deutsch appreciates that. Tell us a bit about your background.
Well, I'm a sculptor. My training is in sculpture. I came from the University of Nebraska as an undergraduate, and then the University of Florida, where I did my graduate work. And then from Florida, I went to Texas. I taught in Texas for a few years. That was my first job out of graduate school. Then from Texas to Arkansas, and then Arkansas to here. I've been here. I'm in my 14th year now.
Outstanding.
So, yeah.
I know when the renovations, shall we say, the updating of the fountain, the base, and some of the work that was done, you were instrumental in that because your background's sculpting.
Yes. Yeah.
And clearly turned out, I'd say, successfully.
Isn't it beautiful?
It is.
I mean, it's just stunning. And, you know, I think it still certainly is within the vision of the artist. I mean, that's always important to retain and honor what the original artist intended, and I think that's certainly the case. And it's just a beautiful installation now.
It is
stunning.
And features in the middle of campus, but the perfect place for it.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about College of Fine Arts, or COFA, as you often hear. Some of the degree programs of interest, the kind of students that are attracted to it.
We have one degree, one undergraduate degree in the entire college. It's the Bachelor of Fine Arts in Fine Arts degree. And within that degree, then there are 3 majors. You can major in art and design, music, or theater. Then within each one of those majors, there are a number of emphasis areas. So for instance, if you're an art student and you're interested in graphic design, you major in art with an emphasis in graphic design. So it's really the spectrum is pretty broad. Then we also have graduate degrees in art and in music with a number of different emphasis areas within those 2 respective degrees. So it's a comprehensive fine arts college. Professional degrees, what they call professional degrees. The undergraduate degree is professional degree. So in theory, the student is prepared to either go right into the profession or graduate school and for further work. So we're very successful with that. Many of our students work right into careers, particularly I would say in theater, predominantly in the production area. They're very well trained.
Excellent.
Move right into jobs very seamlessly. The other area where we have a very good flow of students going right into the workforce is in graphic design. Excellent training. And that's our largest program as well. We have almost 200 graphic design students.
Wow. Wow.
So, yeah.
Outstanding.
It's a
With
big
such a
program.
visual society, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I guess there's such interest.
Sure.
You know, I think of your faculty, and we read a lot about them in the paper and on television. They obviously have a tremendous impact on the community due to their ability and talent, but they're trying to teach what they do to others. How does one teach an art? I mean, besides
there's an art to it.
There's of course
there is. You know, first of all, first it's by example. You know, I mean, you have to be an artist. You have to be a performer to be able to successfully teach. Now, you know, we have, in addition to that, we have art historians, we have music historians. So not everybody in the college is a practicing artist or practicing performer, but the majority of the faculty are. So, you know, they demonstrate to their students through their own work what it means to be an artist, and that's important. And virtually everybody on the faculty that's in the studio area is a practicing performer or practicing artist. So that's part of it, but there's much more to the art of teaching art or music or theater than just modeling for your students the kind of practice that you want them to take on. So, you know, part of teaching is being able to, as a faculty member, discern the strengths and weaknesses of a student and nurturing that student. It's very much even in classes of 20 and 30, it's very much hands-on, focused on individuals. You know, so there's a lot of one-on-one instruction that goes
Different
on.
abilities, different
Sure,
interests.
yeah, because every student comes into the class with different levels of readiness and preparedness, and so the instructor really has to be sensitive to that and identify what each individual student needs and help nurture that student in his or her growth. It's very different from lecturing to a group of students, and very intense, one-on-one. And you know, it's very fulfilling too, because the energy, the exchange of energy is terrific.
And you see that student progress, and
Yeah,
you know,
oh,
through their
sure.
art. Of
And
course.
you as a teacher, you know, you see that progression, you revel in that, you take joy from that, you draw energy from that, and that helps you as a performer or as an artist yourself.
Outstanding. Well,
So-
I know it's a large college. Where do you see expansion areas? I know Brent Patterson, we can see his work here on Channel 25
Sure.
With the COFA video
Yeah,
that's so amazing.
yeah.
Obviously, that's a relatively new program. Where do you see the College of Fine Arts moving in the future?
Well, I think there's even more area in that, in the electronic media, graphic design field. I mean, that's just exploding and evolving constantly, and so I think there's tremendous opportunity there. We've also looked in the visual arts area at other kinds of applied design fields, for instance, interior design. That's probably the next logical place for us to move in that area. Possibly industrial design, but that's probably a bit further off. In music, it's continuing to nurture and grow the music education program. That's the largest component in music, and there's still room to grow there. They do a very good job of recruiting students, trying to bring in more and more students. You know, we're going to hit a cycle here where there are going to be a lot of retirements in K-12 education, and you know, hopefully music programs will continue to thrive, and we'll need more and more music teachers. So I think that's an area of opportunity. And then when I look at theater, I really think theater music, and it's musical theater. That's a tremendous opportunity for us, and you know, all of those efforts, musical theater, interior design, just, you know, it takes more resources, and we're working on that and trying to build those programs slowly.
Well, Dean Van Horn, we appreciate you being with us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.